This is Regis program, and you're tuning into True School Sports.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, the plot thickens with Eddie Hearn and Jake Paul. Now, for those that don't know, Jake Paul recently did an interview, and in the interview, he stated that pretty much Eddie Hearn paid Glenn Feldman. He bribed Glenn Feldman to score the fight in favor of Katie Taylor over his fighter, Amanda Serrano. And now that he said that, Eddie Hearn and his lawyer has taken legal action, and Eddie Hearn is now suing Jake Paul. Now, the initial report, the number that was thrown out there from, I think it was TMZ, was like $75,000. It wasn't a lot of money, you know. But now it's coming out, according to Eddie Hearn's lawyer, Frank Salzano, it's coming out that the lawsuit is for much more than $75,000. In fact, it's for $100 million dollars, like Dr. Evil would say. Wow. So yeah, man. Here's what Eddie Hearn's lawyer Frank Salzano had to say about Jake Paul and the lawsuit. He said the following, and I quote: "He was given an opportunity to retract his defamatory statements, and he refused to. So now he will face the legal consequences." And Jake Paul, welcome to boxing, man. Because I always tell people who work in the boxing business, you know, you don't really work in the boxing business unless you've had a lawsuit. You know, any legitimate boxing person, as far as like managers, promoters, they've all been sued or had a lawsuit thrown their way at one point or another. That's just the nature of the business, and that's how it is. Now listen, Eddie Hearn doesn't like people playing with his name, apparently, not like Jake Paul. He's suing him on GP. And for those that don't know what GP is, GP stands for General Principle. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that Eddie Hearn is about to sue this man for $100 million for defamation of character. Now, Amanda Serrano just fought today against the girl Sarah, whatever her name was, on the Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker undercard, and she won. So I know a lot of people still want to see that Katie Taylor-Amanda Serrano rematch. I still want to see the rematch because it would be a fight that's not just good for women's boxing, but boxing in general, because those two women are the only fighters in the sport that made Madison Square Garden feel like Madison Square Garden for the first time in years, truth be told. It was a great fight, one of the fights of the year. It might be the fight of the year. And so we need Jake Paul and we need Eddie Hearn to work together, because they work together to make a great night of boxing happen. And now when you look at what Paul has accused Eddie Hearn of, and now what Eddie Hearn has done to Jake Paul, it's like how do you get to a place where you can say, okay, let's sit down and let's put together the one of the biggest fights in the sport, one of the biggest fights in women's boxing for the rematch. You know, how do you get to a place where you can do that? So I'm very doubtful if we're ever gonna get that rematch ever again, just because of this whole situation now. But yeah, I hope Jake Paul got a good lawyer, and I hope he's ready to go to a legal war, because it seems like Eddie Hearn is going to that deep, dark, uncomfortable place. He's willing to take Jake Paul to the cleaners. Now, I don't know. Listen, I may have to Google. I mean, I don't know how accurate this is gonna be, but I know Jake Paul got money. But do Jake Paul got $100 million? I mean, let me see. Jake Paul's net worth. I'm seeing differing numbers. I've seen 30 million. A couple websites say 310 million. So I'm not sure how much he has. Personally, I don't care how much he has. I'm just Googling it for research purposes. But yeah, 100 million. I mean, come on, man. You can't be out here making claims unless you can prove them. Now, and trust me, I'm right there with Jake Paul. I think a lot of times these promoters do pay off some of the judges, but I can't prove it. I don't have irrefutable proof. So that's why, you know, I'm not about to put myself in a position to get sued. But Jake Paul's not wrong. There have been instances in boxing where promoters have been caught doing things that are faulty, you know, wrong, and things like that. You know, Bob Arum wire transferred the president of the WBO or the IBF what was it? He gave him what? Bob Arum got in trouble years ago for wire transferring the president of I think it was the IBF many years ago, like in the early 2000s, and so promoters do things all the time. We know these things happen in boxing, but Jake Paul, I think, has made a big mistake, and I think now, for his sake, I hope he has a good lawyer, because Eddie Hearn looks like he's ready to go to war with him, legally speaking. You know, Eddie Hearn also did say in an interview, I saw the quotes. He said basically, like, with these allegations that Jake Paul has thrown towards me, I have either two choices: either A, I can chin him, hit him in the face, or B, I can sue him, and I'm not gonna punch him in the face. So he said it in that interview. So yeah, that's what it is. That's the news. Eddie Hearn suing Jake Paul on general principle for defamation of character for $100 million. So make of that what you will, but that's the world we're living in. That's boxing. One month, one part of the year, 1 month, you're putting on the biggest fight in women's box history. A couple months later, you're suing a rival promoter for defamation of character. So that's just the world we're living in. But yeah, make of that what you will. Leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dang. So until next time, take care, guys.
Thank you for watching True School Sports.
No, follow this kid.
Oh.
You know, he's a true, it's a young, true, passionate person who follows boxing. He wakes up thinking about boxing and he goes to sleep thinking about boxing.
This is true.
Good kid, good man, and looking forward to seeing him everywhere in the boxing world.
Hey man, if you ain't subscribed to True School Sports, you fucking up, man. Make sure you subscribe, bro.
Fucking up big time.
Make sure, man.